A magician assistant is shown at the start of the film. His name was Kesha and performs magic with his uncle. The magic was named through the wall. Kesha lives in a rented apartment with his friend. His uncle often scolds him when he doesn't perform well. He feels there isn't anything well in his life and spends a boring life. Meanwhile, he meets a beautiful girl named Elisa. Elisa was taking the interview with Kesha's uncle and he feels this girl is lovely. He wants to talk to her, but his uncle doesn't let him talk, and Elisa also tries to approach Kesha because she wants to know more about this magic. She wants to write an article on this magic because she was a news reporter. While performing magic with his uncle, Kesha sees Elisa in the audience. She comes to this show to watch this with her boyfriend. Elisa likes her best friend. Kesha discovers this and couldn't perform well in the show. Kesha's uncle invites Elisa during the show to perform the magic. Elisa's friend asked her to let Kesha perform this magic. He was scared of Elisa's performance. Kesha was feeling jealous and he almost cuts Elisa's friend during the performance. Due to it, his uncle terminates him from the job. Kesha wants to be Elisa's friend even knowing that she has a friend. He sees Elisa with her friend in a restaurant. He goes near them and starts talking to them. Kesha chases them and they go to an apartment that has strict security. He couldn't go inside and doesn't know the code of the place. Kesha becomes depressed and starts smoking. Meanwhile, a strange man arrives and lights a cigarette. He says, if you'll give me $20 as a loan, I can fulfill one of your wishes. Kesha was worried and says no matter if anyone asks for money, I will give him. But if he will fulfill my this wish. He gives $20 to the man he demanded. After taking money, the man disappears from there and Kesha becomes worried. He suspects he fled after stealing his money. Then the magic happens, and like the illusionary magic, Kesha performs in the show. He moves to the other side of the wall. The next day, Kesha awakes with a phone call of his uncle. Kesha was sleepy when he was awake. He doesn't understand what has happened last night. He doesn't notice the money on the ground. His friend who was reading the newspaper tells Kesha there was a robbery in a bank. The robbery was mysterious, that the thief took the money but didn't break anything. He didn't even break a window or a door. Here, Kesha understands what has happened last night. Firstly, he was thinking it was a dream. He discovers that he has magic since the previous night. He can go to the other side of the wall safely. Kesha goes to a kid's room accidentally. The kid considers him an astronaut, like he has come to his room magically, and Kesha doesn't want to listen to that kid. He asks the kid, do you know where is Elisa's room? The kid points upside. Kesha moves upside and sees people who were composing music. Then he moves upside and there were 3 people, and they were trying to talk to a soul through their magic. Kesha asks them which floor Elisa's room. Then he goes to a bank and robs the money. Later, he gives the money to the apartment owner. His life has changed after getting this superpower. Meanwhile, a police officer is shown stopping Kesha's way. He pranks the police officer under the car. He also pranks his uncle. He fires at him and the reason was the wrong behavior of his uncle. The police is shown at Kesha's home and they discover he is the robber. The question is how the police discovered this, because Kesha has left a note there. He has written, I am taking the money, and he has written the address. Now he gets stuck and has no way to escape. Now Kesha has the superpower so he can run from there easily. Meanwhile, the female owner of the apartment also arrives there. Kesha's friend says this apartment isn't suitable for living because I am feeling the smell of gas. The female owner says no, this is absolutely fine and it will work for years later. She turns on the gas and there was a huge blast because of it. The blast was so huge that everyone can die. But Kesha was there and he saves everyone while using his superpowers. Kesha and his friend shift to a huge apartment. The bank in charge who can die in the blast. But Kesha has saved him. Now he saves Kesha from the punishment for robbery. His robbed money was given to an insurance company and now his troubles were over. He goes to Elisa and discovers she was talking to her friend. She was telling him what kind of life partner she wants. My wish is to get the ideal car, and Kesha understands how he has to behave. Elisa will start liking him while being impressed by him. The man has given powers to Kesha so he can do good tasks while using the powers to help the people, but he was using the powers to make Elisa happy. Kesha goes to a shop and purchases the car that Elisa likes. He buys flowers for Elisa. Then he was waiting for Elisa, and when she arrives he confesses that how much he likes her, but Elisa was getting late so she ignores him. She sits in his car to go to her office. She reaches that office, but because of being late, her boss couldn't accept her report. He scolds her because he wanted her to write breaking news, but she has written a report of the kids who were cancer patients. Kesha was seeing all this, but then her boss sees Kesha that it was in between the leaders, so he bent down on his knees being scared or respected. Elisa was given the task to take interviews while going into the summit. Elisa asks Kesha while giving him money to take me to the place where I have to take interviews. Reaching there, Elisa goes inside the summit through the press pass. Kesha also wants to go inside, but he doesn't have the pass. They caught him, but he has superpowers, so he easily goes inside, being disappeared. Elisa's day passes well there, and she gets a chance to take a huge interview. Elisa becomes happy because of it, and Kesha also expresses his feeling while getting a chance. Elisa breaks his heart while saying, "I wasn't impressed by you ever." Elisa's boss gets impressed by Kesha while seeing his magic, and being impressed he promotes Elisa. Elisa was so excited, but even after so many tries, Elisa doesn't like him. Kesha doesn't understand what should he do. Then he is shown talking to a sick kid. He was telling him his mother will take him to space. Kesha ignores the kid and goes to Elisa's room again. Elisa was sleeping and he awakes her. Elisa was feeling she is dreaming, that's why he lifts her and takes her to the other side of the wall. They jump on a train. Later, they go to a carriage and Kesha makes Elisa enjoys it a lot. Elisa doesn't know this isn't a dream but a reality. He fights with the boy whom Elisa likes, but he was beaten. This kind of love isn't good. Means if you like someone, you wanted to keep her with you forcefully and didn't understand what that human wants for his own life. Later, Kesha is shown standing on a huge building to impress Elisa for winning her heart. He wants to tell her he doesn't want this life if she isn't in his life. He was compelling her to get her love forcefully. Kesha is shown falling from the building, but because of having superpowers, he escapes. Elisa doesn't know this, so she gets faint while thinking maybe Kesha is dead. Elisa was taken to the hospital, and Kesha also goes to the hospital just to see if there is any injury because of falling. He finds the small boy whom he has met before. This boy tells Kesha about a girl. She is a cancer patient and needs a lot of money for her treatment. Kesha realizes he had superpowers and could use them for good tasks. He just used them for making Elisa happy. There are many other tasks except for making Elisa happy. There are many people who need him and he could help them. Later, Kesha gives his money to the kids who were cancer patients for their treatment. Elisa also discovers from the kid how Kesha has given his money to the kids, so the kids will have their treatment. This thing makes a place in Elisa's heart. Elisa was also rich and has a kind heart. She wants a kind, runs to Kesha to tell him her feelings that now she likes him. Kesha is shown again, who returns his superpowers to the man, because now he has got the thing he wanted from the beginning. The man was waiting for the next person, a person who will give him a loan and he will give him his superpowers. With it, the